What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go over a quick trade breakdown of two trades I took today. I traded for about 30 minutes today, didn't do anything crazy. The setup was actually relatively simple, and it was definitely one of the easier setups, so it shouldn't be a long video, but I think it's very good for you guys to be able to see this because, why not? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So QQQ right here, as you can see, we're on the hourly chart right now. You can see that we do have some resistance up here, right? Just seeing it off bat. And then we can also see that we also have trendline resistance. Now, this is what I was really looking at today, right? I noticed this trendline resistance in the pre-market, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look for a heavy rejection here because if you really pay attention, right, we've been rejecting this same trend line for the past few days, or a little bit over a week or so. Oh, this is the hourly chart. Yeah, so past few weeks we've been actually rejecting the same level. Right, and technically, we can go ahead and draw trendline support here. Now, some people will say, is this a wedge? Is this a triangle? Is this that? Is this that? It really doesn't matter, guys. For me, I'm a price action trader. I don't like indicators. So I just evaluate price action and where the buyers are, where the sellers are. So if I can identify where the buyers are and where the sellers are, I'm good to go. So right, so I established this on the hourly chart, and so after that I decided to go on the 5-minute chart to see if I can find some type of potential entry on these, right? So I'm already bearish for the day, and I'm usually not biased, but because of where we are, right, we're at resistance, at 285. We're also at trendline resistance, right? We got trendline support, price action is getting tight. There's a good chance we fall, right? But for those of you who have followed me before, you guys know how I operate. It's not about being right, it's about making money. So if this stock were to break resistance and be bullish, then I would have taken calls, right? And I would have made money that way. I don't really care about being right for the day. I just want to make money regardless of what I may think before the actual market opens and the move happens. Right? So I go down on the 5-minute now. I have my trend lines. I got a level down here at 275, right? You also want to make sure you plot pre-market low, which also happens to be resistance here for the previous day, right? So you can see we have some pretty simple levels. So let's fast forward this and let's see what we got. So you can see we immediately go on a run at open. So for me, this is perfect. This is okay, because I know that there's potential for a nice rejection if we run. What I don't want us to just sell off into the trendline support, because then there won't really be any opportunity for me there. But you can see here we made a move up, and then we rejected this level. Now I entered on this second candle right here. This is my entry point, right? And you can see here is a perfect entry based off this trend line level, right? Typically you don't want to trade in between patterns, but this was just too good to pass up. So fast forward a little bit more, right? And as you can see, we had a very, very, very nice sell-off. Now, let me go on the 3-minute and show you what I was looking at, because I use a 3-minute and the 5-minute. So I entered on this candle, on this second candle, and you can see we actually went back up and retested. That's completely fine. As long as we don't break this level, this play is very valid, right? Very, very valid. And you can see we had an absolute flush to the downside, right? During this trade, I did establish this opening price level, because that's a very important level, because we did open there. So I did have my price target set for that 280 level. We did take profits, and it was a very, very good trade. And after that happens, right, there's obviously some more downside, but for me, I traded my plan. I took the rejection. I'm good to go. I mean, shoot, $3,800 on this trade. You can't really go wrong with that. And this is within the first 30 minutes of the day. So it was a great risk to reward. Right, the risk being, okay, we may break out to the upside, if it breaks, just this time. At all times it would have break to the upside, but the reward was all this downsides. So the risk on this was definitely worth the reward. So now that was QQQ, nice $3,810 win. Now let's go to Apple. Now I actually didn't have Apple on my watch list, But while I was looking at QQQ, one thing I look at SPY and I look at Apple as well, right? I look at SPY because that's gonna, the market usually moves with SPY. If SPY is bearish, the market's usually bearish. If SPY is bullish, the market's usually bullish. And SPY's largest holding is Apple, right? I think Apple makes up around 7% of SPY. So with that being said, sometimes I look at SPY and I also look at Apple. And what I noticed was, right, meanwhile, I was already in QQQ, right? I was already in this candle. So over the next 10 minutes, I happened to stumble upon, or really 5, 6, 7 minutes, I happened to stumble upon Apple because I was looking at them. And I went ahead and charted it really quick, just on the intraday time frame. I didn't go up to the hourly or bigger time frames. But I noticed during the time when I was watching Apple, look at that. Apple went right up to resistance. It was so beautiful. I literally told the chat the risk to reward on this play is absolutely wonderful, right? You can see we actually have a triple top. And I'm also bearish on the market because of this wedge. And we also had a similar wedge on SPY as well. So I had the same bias on the market in general, not just QQQ, but SPY, SPX was in the same pattern. A couple other names, Tesla. I don't know if Tesla was in this exact pattern, but a couple other big names were showing bearish signals on a price action level. So I saw Apple. I was like, you know what, guys, I'm getting in. I put about, if you watch my reel or Instagram or TikTok reel, however you're coming to this video, I mentioned that I put around $10,000 into this trade, and I had a price target of 146 because, as you can see, that was our last key support level based on previous days. And if we play this, you can see that our entry was absolutely wonderful, and then we flushed. Now, I did get out right here. As you can see, I think it started waking a lot. Yeah, so it ended up being a break and retest. But I went ahead and took my profit because I was already scaling out of QQQ. So I didn't want to, give back any profits. I could have went ahead and scaled out. That probably would have been a better decision. But because we were coming up on this trend line for QQQ, and it is possible that we were going to get a bounce right here, I didn't want to get stuck in Apple, right? But nonetheless, $3,000 on Apple, $3,810 on QQQ. It was a great trade, great day. That was 30 minutes. Literally, that was a 30-minute trade. And yeah, that's it. It was a very simple setup. Not every setup is going to be this clean, and definitely not this simple. But for the most part, if you just focus on finding some quality setups, some setups that you like, you'll almost always be able to make money. So with that being said, that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed this video, definitely like and subscribe for me, or comment. Let me know what you think. Any questions down below, definitely tap in. Join my Discord if you're not in it. Free access to Blueprint Discord, free watch list. We got live trading on Wednesdays for free members, so definitely tap in. There's a lot of value in there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.